big plays.
Tied up, splits the double with 8. She's going to get a shot off. He's got it!
Yo, what's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of Stick Talk. I want to say this is episode number 9. Am I all right? Am I right?
Something like that.
You can count it up.
All right, episode
Something
9.
like that.
Okay, but we're back with a new episode, and we got the crew. I'm talking about the whole crew. We got Mikey Diggs, we got Shane, and we got Brian. Now, Shane, looking dark-skinned, can't even see your screen, right?
Lord have mercy.
Tomorrow Night Black. For what?
Yeah. Nah, you crazy for that one.
Like, smile. I didn't even smile. I didn't even like smile.
There we go.
He said you look like a locked character.
Oh, no, bro. Nah, bro. That's crazy.
You don't have enough coins.
That's crazy.
He ain't beat arcade mode enough times.
All right.
Before we start goofing on Shane a little bit, PLL just had a crazy weekend in San Diego, place
In my city, boy.
Diggs run. So Diggs, you were there. Tell us about that San Diego weekend, my man.
Okay, first of all, listen, USD, Torero Stadium, that place is a vibe. I was on the fence of, like, I heard it was coming to San Diego. I was like, oh, great, they're going to do it at Snapdragon, the place where San Diego State plays football. And they announced USD, and I was like, why they do that? But look, it was perfect. Like, it's a very premium setup. They had like a fountain, and when you walk in, it's like a whole pavilion, and they do the whole, PLL setup. They always do it, all their stuff. And it was dope, man. Like, the stadium's down in a bowl, and that place was rocking for the woods, man. It was both of their games. People were not there to see the chaos. They were not there to see whip snakes. They were there to see Redwoods.
So
all the way. Like, chaos would score, and then places are just quiet. You're like, yeah.
I love that. I love that.
So you saw
all the way
home field advantage.
Yeah, 100%. Apparently, Andy Towers said that after one of the games. He's like, yeah, they weren't here for us. They were here for the woods. But that's what you want, right? That's exactly what you want.
100%.
So, like, the weather was perfect. By the way, Torero Stadium is grass, so they were playing on, like, really nice grass. I was jealous.
That's great. Yeah, that's grass is great.
Yeah. So yeah, it was just dope. I mean, the school, like, it's up on a hill, so you can see a lot of San Diego from certain parts of campus. You can see all the way to the ocean if you go to the right part of the campus. It's nice, man. So I hope they come back to San Diego going forward, because, like, LA is cool, but, like, venues there are expensive, and the Bay. I feel like when I did San Jose, I've been to the San Jose Stadium once or twice, and, like, it was cool, but, like, the San Diego event was the best PLL event I've been to in California by far. I'm not just saying that because I live 10 minutes from the stadium.
Yeah, I don't know. I live 10 minutes away from the stadium in the Bay. I mean, I honestly believe it. It's cool, but I'm jealous. I wish we could. I wish we had one up here, but I mean, San Diego is always just, like, weather-wise, it's perfect. So I'm sure it was really nice to just be in, like, really good weather. But I don't know what the East Coast weather right now is like, but I can guarantee you San Diego's is better.
Yeah.
All right, relax for a second.
No, it is.
No,
I'll say that for you, Scotty.
Relax.
That's
You guys, no.
That's a fact.
No, it's not.
There's no opinion there. Actually.
Are you saying the weather?
The weather.
As a weather, probably as a place, the vibe,
No. I'll agree on the
weather. You joning?
I'll agree on the weather. I won't agree with the rest of this foolishness.
Oh, okay. That's okay. You're wrong.
San Diego was a vibe.
Okay.
San Diego was a vibe.
Anyway, because the games next weekend are in Baltimore, and that's probably the best place to have those PLL games.
That's not bad. Not a bad place.
Yeah. Okay, that atmosphere is crazy. And Diggs, I know me and you have been to enough PLL games, and I feel like you will phrase this really well, or actually make people understand it. How different is it when you're watching the game at home compared to how when you're watching it at the venue?
It's a completely different experience, right? So when you're watching it at home, like, there's some advantages to watching at home. I ain't gonna front, like, your beers are in the fridge. You get to hear the commentators. But when you're watching it in person, sometimes you get lost in the conversation around you, and it's hard to keep up with the game story. But I will say that watching that high of a level of lacrosse in person is ridiculous. Like all the plays that look ridiculous on TV, those plays look 10 times better in person. Like when Colin Kurse hit him with the fake ground ball, oops, I'm gonna throw it over your head and run back under it and catch it. When he did that, I was like, ain't no way he gonna run back under that ball like it's 6th grade lacrosse, and he did. That was crazy. So a lot of the plays look dope. The Sowers diving goal looks so sick in person. Patcalf had this silky rip from the wing. It just looks so much more impressive when you're there, and you just see how fast the ball and these bodies are moving, and like the quickness of these people decision making. Because I mean, the sum of the seats of these venues, like you're like right there. They pick these venues for a reason. You're like right there, so it's like you get to see in real time. It's like when they make that type of decision, it's like, oh, that was quick. You know, he did the calculus on that real fast. It's different, man. It's really cool to see.
How was the reaction when we had that black on black crime when Miles hit Marcus Hutchins?
No.
Yo, everyone stood up. Everyone stood up in my section. I was like, ooh, stood all the way. So loud.
Bro, Marcus was falling down before he even like made contact.
He was.
Tried to bail out before he saw
Marcus
that wall
isn't
come.
a small. He's not a small human either, bro. Like Marcus is like 6'2", like 6'3", 6'4".
But that's Miles Jones.
Yeah,
Miles Jones make those people look small. That shit sounded like a car crash too.
Miles Jones' size is like he a 6'4" Miles Jones is different than a 6'4" anybody else. You know?
Yeah.
That's a
broad. There's a wide body, bro.
Diggs brought up Matt Cavanaugh, he brought up Matt Cavanaugh. So let's get into the first game of the week.
PCAV.
Or Pat Cav. There it is. Pat Cav. I was just, that shit gets confusing sometimes. Pat Cav. All right. First game of the week was the Outlaws versus the Cannons. What you guys think of this one? Okay. I'll go, actually, because I want to talk about this.
What do you think about the game, Scotty? Go ahead. You go first.
Hey, man, I'm gonna say this though: the Outlaws have been playing. Man, I'm impressed with how the Outlaws have been playing for the last 2 weeks. Right? I feel like Brennan O'Neill has been playing differently since All-Star break because he finally realized, hey, I'm that guy, and this is the way I've needed him to play the entire year. This is what I like to see from Brennan O'Neill. But of course, the Cannons take this one away, 12-10. Listen, I think the Cannons are close. The Cannons and the Atlas pretty close to that first place. Like before All-Star break, Atlas was first place by a long shot. Cannons now, I'm like, hey man, they're pretty close to that first place spot. I'm not talking like statistically, I'm talking about like
they look trade dangerous though. They really do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hey, man, Cannon's sneaky coming up there.
I want to look up their 2-point shooting statistics. I feel like they're shooting twos way better than everybody else, but I wonder if that's just me.
Well, the Cannons only had 1-2 in this game.
Yeah, Matt Campbell had the 2.
Really? That was it?
Yeah, that was it.
The Outlaws had more 2s than them.
That's a fact. But you know why you're having this conversation? You know why the whole reason you're even having this conversation about the Cannons is because someone on the Cannons has decided that all the talk about Jeff Teat, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Marcus Holman is out here balling.
He's him.
Marcus Holman is balling. That man is having he had one game where his shooting wasn't great, and then ever since then, the man has been on a mission. And I think he's like, you know what? Hey man, shouts out to my boy Jeff Teat, but I'm really out here. I'm him. I've been him. I've been in the league. You're gonna have to crown me king at the end of it all. You're gonna have to crown me king for sure. And I get it because the man. Yeah, it's okay. We don't have to have this conversation.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
That's a real big. What do you mean by that?
What I mean? Who? You talking about me?
You, Shane. What do you mean by that?
Why? What do I mean by Marcus Holman being king?
What do I mean when you say Marcus Holman is going to be What about what over Jeff Teat?
Jeff Teat's in a whole other galley. He's in a whole other galaxy.
He's on track for a 70-point season. So what do you mean by that?
Yeah, 70-point season. He's got some dogs around him. He's got some excellent dogs around him. Now I'm talking about
Asher Nelson don't play for the Cannons no more?
I didn't say that. But he's got some people who okay. Asher Nolting is it. Let's talk about play styles for a second here.
Here we go.
He's the MVP candidate.
Some play style.
Asher Nolting is the MVP candidate. Period. But go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. But here's when we're talking about Jeff Teat and his playmaking ability. What stands out about Jeff Teat? Is it his scoring ability or is it his passing ability?
Both.
All the above.
Okay. More one over the other. If you had to pick right now, gun to your head, what are you picking? Scoring ability or passing ability?
I don't like this question. Because if we ask the same question about Marcus Holman, we're obviously going to say scoring. But like, what is that? But what are we trying to say here?
But because you're doing a Kobe
answer the question first.
Right.
Yeah, you're
answer the question first
right now, right?
No.
Answer the question first. No, I got a point. But answer the question first.
I'm going to say it's passing. I'm going to say it's passing.
It's passing. Okay, thank you. Scotty's not afraid of the truth I'm about to drop on you. It's passing ability. If we were going to look at another person on this offense, on this Atlas offense, and we talk about Xander Dixon, what stands out about Xander Dixon? His scoring ability or his passing ability?
His scoring.
Okay, great. So when we're talking about Jeff Teat, we're talking about a guy who has got an excellent, a person who probably, in my opinion, and I think we might be able to agree on this, Xander Dixon's scoring ability is second to none. He's a best catch and shoot player in the PLL, in my opinion, by far. There are a lot of great players on this team. Xander Dixon catch and shoot unmatched. Okay. When we're talking about Marcus Holman, I'm talking about his pure scoring ability, threat from every point on the field. Now, let me ask you another question about Jeff Teat. What's Jeff Teat 2-point range look like?
I don't like this question. That's not his job. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything.
We're talking about when I say when we look at it all, okay? We're talking about Marcus Holman. Okay. By the way, I'm still on the Jeff Teat train. That's good to hear. But I'm still on the Jeff Teat train. However, what I am saying is the performance that we are seeing from Marcus Holman is one that he's putting on a clinic game after game and what it means to be the top scorer, not points leader, scorer in the PLL. Anywhere on the field, this man is getting a bucket. And we're not just talking about a specific type of shot. We're talking about any type of shot, high-low, low-high, bouncers, wing shots, two-pointers, everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And he's around, granted, and what makes this Cannons offense so difficult is because they've got such excellent pieces with an outside scoring threat, and you've got an inside scoring threat in Asher Nolting. Okay. Now, when I say that we might be crowning Marcus Holman when it's all said and done, is that what stands out about Jeff Teat is his passing ability. But what happens when you get players like Schellenberger, who is getting locked up? What happens when you get players like Xander Dixon, who is just not able to get enough space to get a shot off? Okay, what happens then?
What happens when Marcus Holman gets the number one defender from the other team?
Yeah, what happens when Marcus Holman gets strapped and shoots 1 for 7?
The part that you left out of all of this.
What are we talking about?
Because the part you conveniently left out of all of this is that Asher gets the one defender every game. Marcus Holman is the Xander Dixon of the Cannons offense. He's not asked to dodge. He's not asked to pass. He's asked to finish. I'm not taking that away from him. He's an ill finisher. This is a LeBron. No, he's not. No, he's not. Asher is the main ball carrier. Period. Point. Period.
For sure.
Marcus is asked to score. Marcus is asked to score. He's not asked to carry the ball.
Because that's his job.
Yeah, Jeff Teat's job is to do a little bit of everything. What happens when Shelly gets clamped? Shelly only had like 2 points against the Water Dogs. Xander only had like a goal against the Water Dogs. Jeff Teat still eats because he's still the main he's the main ball carrier. He's getting the number one carry of the entire game. He's got 23 more points to Marcus Holman. You're talking about all this goal scoring Marcus Holman does. Jeff Teat has 5 more goals than him.
There we go. I was just about to say Jeff Teat has 5 more 1-point goals than he does.
Like, yeah, he doesn't have. I don't have to score a 2-point goal because I'm gonna just give you an ill toe drag, pass the ball across the crease to Xander Dixon. And again, I'm not taking anything away from Marcus Holman. Jeff Teat is in a whole other galaxy. He's Thanos right now.
I don't know about a whole other galaxy with 5 more points.
Bro, I mean, it's tough.
No. He has 5 more goals. He has 23 more points.
Yeah, just like
sure.
Numbers don't lie.
Points. Sure, points. But I mean, if we're talking about 5 more goals, I'm talking about Marcus Holman's pure scoring ability. Now,
yeah, so that's what you're saying. You're saying he's pure score. This is the LeBron Kobe thing. Everybody's about LeBron doesn't have a bag. You can't do this. LeBron has more points than everybody else. Marcus Holman's a scorer. Jeff Teat has more goals than him. At the job he's asked to do, Jeff Teat is doing it better than him this year.
I don't know about all that. We gonna see.
Speaking with numbers, he said, "I don't know."
All right. So right now,
it is hilarious.
right now, if we're talking about 1-point goal scorers, right now the 3 leaders are. Who do you think it is? Let's go. Who do you think the third is?
I have it up right now, so I just cheated, so I can't go.
All right.
Is it? I'm trying to think of it. Is it Sowers and Mercado?
No. Shane, do you know who 3 is out for 1-point goals?
If I had
Where's Xander?
Guess. Nope. Good guess though. That's 2. Xander's number 2.
For 1-point goals?
Yeah, who's 3?
3. Let me think.
I'll tell you. It's Marcus, okay? And number 1 is Jeff Teat for 1-point goals. So when you add in 2-point or when you add in scoring points total, Marcus Holman is the 1, and then Jeff Teat is the 2 by 1-point differential. So I see what you're trying to say, Shane, but I don't know if I completely agree with that because
he's not because when you add Marcus Holman has 3 2-pointers this year.
Yeah, but I'm saying his scoring points total.
Oh, wait a second. Never mind. You're right. I can't do math. This whole thing was like scores versus goals versus 1s and 2s and how to count it together sometimes, but separately other times. Sometimes it confused me. It just did right there. But yeah, if you add in Marcus Holman's 2s, he has more scores than Jeff Teat.
Yeah, but still, it's only a 1-point
by 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
But okay, let's put it this way, Shane. I'm curious if you had the number 1 draft pick and you had to choose between Jeff Teat and Marcus Holman, who are you picking up?
Don't do this.
Trying to stress out.
Why are we having this conversation?
Go ahead, Shane. No, I want to hear what Shane says. Go ahead, Shane. What are you gonna say?
This is why I'm asking this question.
Number 1 draft pick, and I got to choose between Jeff Teat and Marcus Holman. Let me think. Let me really think about this. Who do I have around me? That's the question. Because again, I'm gonna always
who are you building a dynasty around? Jeff Teat or Marcus Holman?
You're building a new team.
Oh, he just left.
Are you building a team around LeBron or Klay Thompson?
Left, dude.
No.
You got yo. That's crazy.
Shane Winter has left the chat.
That's crazy.
Nah, he probably don't even know because he's driving. Man.
That's that California phone service. But before Shane gets back on, speaking of California, let's get to the California Redwoods versus the Chaos. Okay, California Redwoods pulled this one out 10-8. How electric was this game?
Man, Romar, man. I know. The Chaos won, but I mean, I had to pick the Chaos winning. But I'm watching this. I'm like, man, I love Romar, man.
When Romar converts, it's the most beautiful thing in the world.
It's electric.
Single time.
Right?
Right?
Like nobody else in the league can do that.
Yeah. Yup. And he makes it look so easy. I'm just like, that's what I need from him all the time. All the time. If Romar was consistent, bro, we'd be talking about him the way we'd be talking about Matt Campbell.
Yes.
And, he had a game
like minimum. Minimum Matt Campbell.
Minimum. And he has a game like this, we're like, yeah, that's the guy. Like, he can do it. But this is the part that kills me about Romar, where there's like moments where he clearly has the capability of doing it, but then the next 3 games, is he going to be quiet?
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to go 0 for 5 from 2-point line? You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was happy that Redwoods pulled this one out, but I was also scared that the chaos was going to come back in the fourth quarter, because I saw in the third quarter they were starting to climb back for a second. Okay. And what Shane and I always say is you can't go scoreless in a quarter, otherwise you lose the game. So when the Redwoods didn't score in the fourth, I was like, oh, shoot, this is the beginning of the end. But luckily, they held on. I think the Redwoods might be the first team this year who didn't score in a quarter who won the game.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably right. It was the chaos offense is just weird.
And
Because I'm just like, I'm watching it because like there's like one play I tweeted out, I got pissed too because I'm just like Zach Geddes had the ball, he's coming down in the clear, and I'm like, pass the ball to Josh Byrne. Nah, he looked him off. Then he like almost starts to shoot, and then he ends up turning the ball over. And I'm like, yeah, this is their offense in a nutshell. Because it was like if Shane Knobloch couldn't get something going, their entire offense just stalled the entire game, and they're going entire stretches where it's like we're just not going to give Josh Byrne the ball. And I'm just like,
He's got to touch the ball. He's got to, he's the Jeff Teat of that offense. He has to touch the ball.
And I'm like, why is he not touching the ball? I'm like, we have, again, nothing on Zach Geddes, great player, but you're a short stick D mid for a reason.
Right.
He was
that's not disrespect.
Josh Byrne's the only person on that team with an assist that game.
Yeah. 3. That was it.
The only person. But
so
that tells you a lot about the way they play offense.
Yeah, just dodge and everybody look around.
Yep. It's sad. I mean, of course, like everybody hopes for Rutgers guys to bail you out all the time, but it's just not going to work all the time.
So, Scotty, you said Josh Byrne was the only person with an assist in that game. Josh Byrne was the only person to have an assist, and he had 3 assists.
3 assists.
For those at home that aren't looking at the stat sheet like we are. 3 assists.
3 assists.
No one else had a dime.
And that's
he's got to touch the ball. He's Brandon O'Neal in that offense. He has to touch the ball, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I also, dude, the craziest thing, this might be something Shane could hop on.
Mm-hmm.
But Shane Knobloch had 19 touches and 10 shots. That's a Scott Reister stat line if I've ever seen it.
I was
19 touches, 10 shots, 3 goals.
I was number 4. Bro. I was picked number 4 for a reason.
Like, let that thing fly, bro.
Yeah, I love that.
He in that Tucker Dordovic school. I'm getting my shot off. I do not care.
Yeah. That boy, 19 touches, 10 shots on 19 touches is like, that is an efficient shooter. What was his percentage?
30%.
30%.
That's not bad. That's not bad in a pro lacrosse game.
2 1-pointers, 1 2-point goal. So, I mean, you're right. I mean, I think anything 30% is the lowest. I'd be like, all right, that's all right.
Yeah.
But that means on over half of his touches, though, he's shooting the rock. He's just going. Literally,
as you should.
Thompson. Yeah. You ever see that video of Klay Thompson? How like he scored like however many points and had like only 7 dribbles.
Yeah. 60 points on 11 dribbles, bro. That is an incredible stat line.
Yeah, it's an all-time stat line for all sports.
But
yeah,
this game was probably the game of the worst 2 offenses in the league,
and it looked like it.
Yes, because you look at it this way, right? You have somebody who kicked up in this game who's we're not used to seeing kick up in Romar Dennis. Romar Dennis scored his two pointers and then was essentially, he was quiet the rest of the game, right? And then Cole Kurtz comes back, has a little electric goals. Yo, did the stadium get crazy when Cole Kurtz did his thing?
Stadium went crazy every time the Redwoods did something good,
Okay.
which was so fun. But yeah, I mean, when Cole did his thing, everybody was jacked up about it. And the place was sold out when Romar hit those twos.
Yeah.
Place went crazy. Like, this is what we bought the
Both in a
tickets
row.
for. We bought tickets to see
Right.
Romar go high from 2.
Yeah, both in a row. And he's a California. He lives in California too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, you watch this stuff, and every time you watch the Chaos play and how low they score, every time you watch the Redwoods play and see how poor their offense is, watching these two teams play against each other was no offensive clinic by any means. That's why you see the score be 10-8, but hey, the good guys come out on the top. So I
Yeah,
wasn't too
Thank
mad.
God.
those 2 Romar twos is the difference because it was. So I'm curious how you guys are feeling as Redwoods fans because the offense still did what it normally does. Pennell had 50 touches, Chris Gray had 44, Ryder had 43. So it's
50?
like, yeah,
Yeah. Now, Shane, this is when
Nah,
you
that's
take off, bro, because
and then
50
then it
touches,
drops
you
down
have
from there.
1 point.
yeah, it's not good.
And 5 turnovers.
Well, okay, so that's actually an interesting. The turnovers part is an interesting stat
What,
because
are they still counting them when they roll the ball out though? Because I can't. I still can't
apparently
tell if they're counting that.
that's what they. So on the broadcast, that's what they said is that technically, if you roll the ball out of bounds, at the change of a shot clock, because he's ball does go through him and he's at X, the turnovers count in his record. So I don't know if those are true turnovers. Which, by the way, they need to kind of rectify that because
I agree.
that's kind of a waste. If they're true turnovers, that's a problem. But 5 times you roll the ball out because you can't get a shot off with a shot clock, that shouldn't be on Rob Pennell whatsoever.
Yeah, true.
But
Right.
50 touches, 50 touches is insanity. It's insanity because here's the thing: if you win the game and you have 50 touches, how much was the differential by? Right, like what, 2?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. 50 touches with a 2-goal differential is horrible. That means the offense is going through you and it's not working to go through you. I don't know. And now, mind you, I don't know what the answer is other than get rid of him in general. Rob Pennell shouts out he got his, 600th. Yeah. Great. Awesome. That's awesome. But at the end of the day, I think we have to accept that the style of play of the PLL is a little different than what Rob Pennell's MO is. I just don't think it's there, right? Like you brought up the last time we had Stick Talk, is that the one thing that even Quint Kesnick said, I don't know if it was Quint. Somebody on the broadcast said that the defensive personnel on the Redwoods, excellent. The midfield personnel on the Redwoods, horrible. And I couldn't agree more.
That's why
I don't know why. Yeah. Somebody else said it on the broadcast as well, and I was like, yeah. Scotty was 100% right on that. We don't have a midfielder that we can truly rely on to get a bucket. And it's just getting like I'd love to see Romar get even more activated. But as of late, even though he had those 2-pointers, he's still been incredibly inconsistent. And I want to see more from him. But I can't. I just can't look at ex-attackman having 50 touches and still only winning the game by 2 goals. I just don't think we are. I don't think the league is a bottom-up game of lacrosse, as it could be in other levels of the game. I think like you absolutely have to have a party starter at the midfield line, somebody who's going to really like move the ball around or at least get a really good wide open shot. And we just can't do it. And I don't know what it is, but it's got to change.
To your point, Shane. Sorry. To your point, Shane. Atlas has hella of those midfielders.
Yes.
Like Dox Aiken, Brian Costabile, Miles Jones, right off the top. Not to mention whoever else they put in there.
And to add to that, even the Atlas attackmen none of them are true. Like they can play at X, like, but that's not really where they hover. Like Jeff Teat will still hover around the wing. Schellenberger is kind of like GLE. He's not really necessarily at X, but he's definitely more GLE. And then Xander Dixon is all around the crease. I think they've really said, okay, if we're gonna win this game, we're gonna win this game by having 6 offensive threats above GLE, damn near at all times, in order for us to be successful. And the Redwoods still kind of haven't figured that out.
So a couple things here. I just got reminded here. It might be a little off topic, but Diggs, shout out to you for giving Stick Talk a shout out on TV. Big shout out to you for that. You're muted, dog. You're muted.
I muted myself because my wife's vacuuming in the other room. I was just about to say, you already know what I had to say when I got on there. She was talking about what we talked about, because I was talking to her beforehand, and I told her the story about how y'all were cooking me when I came on the pod with my Atlas jersey on. She thought that was funny, so that's what we kicked off with. So I had to shout it out. Maybe she forgot the name of the podcast, but whatever. But I wasn't gonna let that slide. Yeah, we had to say it was Stick Talk.
I love that. I love that, bro. We worldwide, Mr. International. Let's go.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
And next thing is, so when Brian sent in the Redwoods game day roster, I was like, what's this? What's that?
Yeah. Did you try to figure out the changes? What are the changes?
I'm like reading it, and I'm like,
what am I missing?
Okay. Like, yeah.
That's exactly what Scotty said. What about missing?
I feel this is my thing, because I've been thinking this for a long time. Like, they need to change that format and let me know what's different from last week, or let me know who's not on the game day roster. Like, just
right, like the plus minus on there. Like,
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love that. I think fans would actually really like that. So I'm gonna just shout out my man Joe Keegan, because I feel like that's something that he would, if he says it gets put into that side of the lacrosse universe. So I'm gonna put this on Joe Keegan to figure out a plus minus on the side for the 19-man game day rosters, and we need that as fans.
Yes, I'm gonna absolutely post that on to Instagram. So put that as a short, put it on Instagram. So yes, Diggs, we did cook you for being an Atlas fan, okay? But you got to watch your Atlas play on Sunday.
Yeah.
So
yes, sir.
Boy, segues, dude, you're just killing it, Scotty.
I'm just here.
He think about these joints in the shower. I know he does.
Hey man,
his teeth like, I'm gonna use this.
I'm creative. I'm creative with it. But Atlas beat the Water Dogs 12-11.
They sure did.
We're talking about.
What did you say, Mikey? You said they're the best. The Water Dogs are the best 1-6 team like you've ever.
They're
seen.
the best one-win team I've ever seen.
Wait,
that's a fact, though. That's so true, though.
Yo, is this kind of a like an outlier, because both of these teams went scoreless in a quarter, so this game is a wash.
Wow,
that's kind of crazy, right?
You have a point.
The Atlas went scoreless in the second quarter, and the Water Dogs went scoreless in the third quarter. I guess you got to consider this one a wash for that stat. So
yeah, I would say that.
But what the differential was? What 1 or 2?
1 goal.
Yeah.
1 goal.
So I don't know. That's kind of
a wash, Shane.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you take it, it's a wash.
I don't know.
That should have been a 3-goal win too, because for a little while Atlas was trying to clear the ball and hold on to it, and they just kept giving the ball right back to it. It's like, yo, you want another shot at it? You want another shot at it? And then just that one, they got that step down. Who was that?
Rylan Reeves.
Was that Rylan Reeves? Because he had 2. He had 2 Zubac, right?
And Caraway had 1. Yeah, I think that's what kind of made up the difference of them having that scoreless half.
Rylan Reeves has a cannon, bro.
And he can put it wherever he wants. It's so accurate too. And he picks his shots from like 18 yards, just picks a corner. He's dirty.
Dog, you know what I was thinking about watching this game too? I watched pretty much all PLO games. Like the speed of the game with a shot clock. When you have a true fandom and the game is close, your emotions are all over the place because of how fast the game is. It's like the moments you could be all right, we got the ball on offense, and literally 1 second later, the ball is now you're on defense, and literally 1 second later, you're back on offense. It is so stressful if you have a true fandom watching a PLL game, because if it's close, you don't. And I was watching the game with my mom actually, and it was a 5-goal game, and she was like, "Oh, the game's over." I said, "Nope, that's a 3-shot game." And she was like, "What?" I was like, "There's a 2-pointer, so 3 shots that is enough to get it within." And she was like, "That's crazy." I'm like, "It is crazy to think that a 5-goal differential almost means nothing with the speed of the game. It can be erased like that, which is so exciting for a new fan and terrifying if you have like a real team that you're hoping wins the game. It is insane.
It's crazy,
Yeah, bro.
It's like no lead is ever safe. That's what I
None.
like about this. Unless you are the Outlaws playing against the Atlas in Boston, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, I was nervous.
That one got away from him. That one got away from him.
Expeditiously.
Absolutely. But I mean,
go ahead.
I'm just saying, Diggs, you're 100% right. Like the Water Dogs are the best 1-6 team we're gonna see, but I gotta be like, dude, I'm off this train. Gotta jump off.
You're off the Water Dogs train?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, I don't know how much I want to pick them anymore. Like, I mean, I know I didn't pick this game, but this is the game where I was like, yeah, the Water Dogs might actually like pull this through. So I picked them originally, and I was like, nah, that's crazy, son. That's crazy. Hey, I had an idea.
No, it makes sense though, because you look at their roster, and you're like,
No, it don't.
No,
that don't make no sense.
No, I'm not saying them against them beating the Atlas. Nah, I never thought. But I'm just saying, which Scotty saying this in general, picking them because you just look at their roster, you're like, all right, Mikey Sowers, Kieran McCardell.
You want to pick them. You do. They're so
like,
talented, top to bottom.
Yeah, and we
Dylan Ward.
Exactly. Who got subbed out?
Who got yanked? And DeLuca played very well. Let me just go ahead and say that.
Man,
great.
That's why I was a little towards the end. I was a little nervous because we talk about the Atlas offense all the time. We got to talk about the defense because Kieran McCardell, Mikey Sowers, that never happens to them. Like, or at least at the same time, because he had 2 points out of both of them put together combined. And I tweeted that out because everybody always want to highlight me being my DMs about call turnovers and blah 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 has this many call turnovers, and I'm like, Mikey Sowers had 28 touches. He led the team in touches. He had 1 goal. Gavin Island. Like, come on, man.
Brian, I need you to keep tweeting this kind of stuff because when you said that, you made that argument about Garrett Epple and his caused turnovers. I never really put 2 and 2 together because I've never been a defensive guy and paid attention. And like defensive stats are like relatively new in terms of like how closely they're tracked. Obviously, CT's always been a thing, but like how closely all that stuff is tracked and paid attention to is kind of new to me. So every time you tweet something out like that, I'm like, dang, he really did strap him up. Like every time you tweet out like, hey, JT's guy had 30 touches and no points or like something stupid. I'm like,
yeah, like people,
that's crazy.
It's like that J line. Like, do you listen to music or just skim through it? Because it's like we just look at okay, this many calls turnovers. He had a great game, and it's like because I was because I don't think you were under that week when I was talking about it. It's like in football to use that cross sport reference. Leading the league in interceptions doesn't mean you're the best defensive player in the league. You get picked on more than everybody else, right? Like if you're in the lead shutdown quarter, I'm not throwing the ball at you. Like I'm good.
Exactly.
Like if I still think I can get my receiver the ball, I'm gonna throw it at you. Yeah, you can lead the league. Like that doesn't make it. Because like dudes still dodge. Like Scotty brought it up with Brendan O'Neill. Brendan O'Neill still got to his spots. And he won. I felt like he pretty much won the control the matchup with Apple because he was getting to his spots. And then that rest of the Outlaws didn't play well. Like Gavin Aller because that's what threw their offense off. Because it's like I'm touching the ball. I can't dodge. He doesn't allow himself to get picked. He can go through picks. He switches all the time. And
he was never getting picked. He stayed not getting picked. I was watching him because watching it live, you pick up on little stuff like that. At least me, a little easier. Like just watching how Gavin Eller plays like above and below picks and how he sees it coming and reacts accordingly. So like the 2-man game never even starts sometimes because of how he's playing it. Like that was nice.
The Outlaws were doing that the whole game, switching off Apple, and I'm like watching. I'm just like, this is not. I'm not talking bad on Apple, but I'm just like, this is the difference between him and Gavin Adler. Gavin Adler didn't allow that the entire game. No, this is why I'm guarding him on his hip. I'm going over the picks. No, we're not doing none of this. And I'm just watching this like they did this the entire
He
game.
didn't
Rex
call it
Rowe guarding
nothing.
McCardo, same thing. Like we're not allowing y'all to know we're winning this matchup, and it threw their whole offense off, and they still had a chance.
So this is just bring it to another Water Dogs point. I feel like the Water Dogs are never firing on all cylinders. Just on most of them, but there's always one thing failing. And this weekend, I thought it was the goalie situation. Right. Both of the goalies played in this one. Dylan Ward got to start, correct?
Yeah, he did.
And guess how many saves he had?
0.
0, right?
0. 5 goals allowed and 0 saves. And then DeLuca comes in. Now, this is where goalie situation is challenging now, right? Now, if you're what's the name? Tierney, are you keeping in DeLuca?
Next game?
Next game.
No, because we didn't win.
Yeah.
Dude, he had
if you win, that decision's really easy.
No, Diggs. No.
Yes.
No.
I'll let you go first, but the answer is yes.
No. Diggs. DeLuca had a 70% save percentage.
He played very well. I said that earlier. He played
no,
very well.
No. Because you could use that argument against Ward because they lost 6 games with him.
Seems like they lost 5 and a quarter games.
What you just said, Brian. They
lost 3 quarters of a game.
He's not the reason. He's not the reason they lost the games. And it's the same thing with DeLuca.
I agree.
He's not the reason they lost the game.
I agree.
I think DeLuca was a bright point. So that's why I'm like, hey, Ward might not be the answer right now. Put in DeLuca because DeLuca is the truth. We know this. We've seen DeLuca play at Champ Series. We've seen him do what he does best.
Quite good.
Hey, by the way, when DeLuca was playing in the Champ Series, what happened?
They lost?
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
I knew where he was going with that. That's why I started laughing.
I knew he was going. I knew he was going to say some dumb shit like that. Just focus on the road, dog. Focus on the road.
Don't be mad at
10
me.
and 2. Scotty said 10 and 2.
I'm just saying. He great. Yeah, he played well.
You know why? You know why the Water Dogs lost that? It's because they cheap shotted Michael Sowers in the first quarter.
Oh, is it? Yeah, because Michael Sowers has a play style that isn't conducive to a long longevity in the PLL. Yeah.
No.
Hey, I was thinking about that when he went to the cage, Shane. I was thinking about that. I was like, this man about to get hurt, like Shane said.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? He's too reckless.
He is reckless.
You guys are saying
that's substantiated.
You guys are saying that you would just keep in Dylan Ward and not give DeLuca the start.
It's hard because it's Dylan Ward.
Right. I don't think that's an easy decision.
Yeah.
It's not an easy decision, but it's also not like, let's say the Atlas situation this year, like Timmy Troutner. Is it an easy decision?
That was more obvious. That was more obvious at a point.
Like, this is what I'm saying about goalie situation in the PLL. You go with who's hot at the time. And where I'm like, okay, he didn't make a single save. That's kind of telling. And DeLuca went 70.8%. All right, man. Like, let's reconsider for a second and let's give him a go. There, you have 2 goalies on your team for a reason. Let's try him out.
Let's go around. Let's go around all 4 of us. Scotty, you go first. Who's starting next game? Ward or DeLuca? One word answer.
DeLuca.
Brian.
Ward.
Shane.
I gotta go DeLuca, actually.
So it's up to me.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
It's up to me. Honestly, I think. Oh, I said one word answer. DeLuca.
All right, wait. Let's reconsider what just happened, though, guys. Because I initially brought up this take.
I couldn't break my own rule. I'm happy to explain. I couldn't break my own rule though.
Yeah.
When I brought up this take, I was like, "Oh shit, I got to explain myself now." But good. I'm glad.
Mikey, what's your reasoning?
So, I mean, you won in 6. You only have so many weeks to do something. And if that was, Ward was, I think, 52 or 53% of the season before this game. and DeLuca hit 70% and almost beat the top team in the league. Like you almost beat the top team in the league behind him, even though they've had a lot of 1-goal games. They're -6 on 6 losses. So not the whole reason, but like maybe if you're the coaching staff and you saw a little bit of a spark in how the defense plays in front of him, that's enough reason to play a different goalie when your back's against the wall. So
agreed.
try to save the season, right? I mean, if it's the third game of the season, Ward's starting. You know,
Yeah.
you got to go through all world goalie, but like Scotty said, if he's hot and the defense play good in front of him, what do you have to lose?
Yeah. And I don't think Dylan's that type of dude where I don't think he's gonna be like, yo, this is my way or the highway. Like I feel like he'd be like, you got
that's
this.
not him. That's not him.
I don't think you can be. I don't think you can be as a goalie. If you have a backup, there's no way. There's also so many other goalies that they can pick from that have played in the PLL that can do well. I mean, shoot, ultimately, like, yes, you to your point earlier, Diggs, you said, yeah, but he didn't win the game. But at the same time, if we talk about wins, Dylan Ward is what, 1-5? And
yeah, he's 1-5.
He's 1-5. So he's lost 5 games already. He won. There was one, but you've already lost 5 games. Like,
who did they beat?
I don't know. Like
The Water Dogs.
I forget, dude.
Water Dogs might have beat. Did they beat the Redwoods?
I don't know if did they play the Redwoods?
They probably did. I got a good Redwoods tweet actually that I was gonna make a Redwoods joke, but I'm gonna save it because it's a tweet in my draft, so I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, please don't do that right now. I'm still sensitive. Please don't.
The Philadelphia Water Dogs.
I'm looking right. They don't
Was it
make
the
really
Boston
easy on the
weekend?
site.
Oh, it was the weekend
No.
they got their first Fogo. When they got their Fogo. When they had
It must have
Zach
been week 4. They beat Chaos.
Chaos. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was, so I mean, hey, as much as we wanted to blame their losing on the face-off, I guess we got to switch up to something else. Maybe it might be gold.
Maybe it might be. It could be any number of things.
Okay, so second string goalies. Let's talk about the second game of the week for the California Redwoods.
Damn, that was good too. That was good too.
That was elite. That was an elite.
God.
That was an elite segue.
Oh,
That was crazy. That was crazy. That was from the rafters.
Wow. That was crazy.
It was a leap
Damn.
of faith, though. It was a leap of faith. I'll tell you that much, bro. I was hoping you guys would understand.
You said that so smooth too.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, second string goal.
That was you went super. Yeah.
Whoa.
He went Super Saiyan on that one. That was good.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
Whip Snake beat the Redwoods 18-13. Now we're back on the original take about you can't go scoreless in a quarter because the Redwoods went scoreless in that second quarter. I could just imagine in that San Diego stadium, it was just crickets. Nobody wants to see those Maryland Whip Snakes be like that in California, especially because
I'm not even
Maryland Redwoods rivalry is like the biggest one in the PLL. Like that's the one with the most lore, I feel like.
Yeah, it was quiet for the Whip Snakes too, real quiet. Even when Tugger Dordovic was doing insane things, the crowd was like, "We ain't cheering for that man." It was crazy to see that.
Yeah, tough.
It's the only thing that makes me sick to my stomach. What makes me sick is how Zed Williams just decided he basically looked at his watch. He said, "Hey, y'all mind if I take over real quick?"
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened, bro.
That makes me sick to my stomach because where is it? He is big. He is a big chiller at every game. He might get 1 or 2 here and there. And then today he's like, yeah, it's a little close. Let me just go ahead and do what I do. And I'm gonna go ahead and game this thing real quick. Y'all mind? And they were like, nah. And there was, I was genuinely hoping. And then I saw Zed Williams get topside. And before the ball left his stick, I closed my eyes. I said, oh, that's game. It was nothing. I was like, come on.
That's a whole story in 6 words. I saw Zed Williams get topside.
Yeah. Dog.
That's it.
But-
Defenders on the
so-
league sick of that, man.
No,
You want to know what's crazy?
Called game, bro. He called game.
He did.
Yeah.
Like he.
I was in bar down. I turned around. I saw him break goal lines. Like, turn rate.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, gosh.
He had the 6th most touches.
He had to say,
Whatever, bro. I'm tired of
That's
this
what I'm-
man.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Everyone,
saying.
every
I'm with
defender in the
you,
league
Shane.
is tired of him.
I'm with shit, bro. I'm with you, bro. Like, how you have the 6th most touches? You can do that every time he wants to.
so
Like, bro, go back to the Bills. Bro. What are you doing?
the
Go
tough
back to the Bills.
tough part.
Like,
I'm gonna scream that at my
Zed-
TV next time he do something stupid.
Go back to the Bills. The
Zed's
tough
that
part
dude, like
for
when
me
you were
in this game, bro, was
Mhm.
the Redwoods looked like they were starting to come back in this game. The score, like they scored 3 in a row. Then the score was 15-13 with the Whipsnakes up by 2. But the Redwoods started going on a run. I started gaining a little bit of optimism. Then Zed Williams was like, nah.
Yeah,
So
we'll shut that down real quick.
over. He scored the next 2 and then assisted the final goal. And it's just, all right, now this game's out of hand.
Being said, then Tucker Dordovic looking like he back in the dome. Like, I know y'all was punching the air.
That boy got problems.
So
Tucker,
remember,
no, bro.
almost like a few weeks ago when we said who is the worst teams in the league, I was like, the Maryland Whipsnakes need Tucker Dordovic bad. Everybody in my comments, you see, we got this win. We're gonna go blah blah blah. I'm like, I didn't say y'all was terrible as a team. I said you need Tucker Dordovic. Had his first game back. Okay, got to get healthy. Second game back, you look like you're back in the dome, bro. 32 touches, 9 shots, 44% shooting percentage. I didn't realize they said his career shooting percentage from 2 was like 50%.
oh my
Almost
God.
50%. It's insane.
That's
Think about that.
Because all the dudes you talk about shooting 2s, he's not the person anybody would ever bring up, but he's that dude.
Every time Tucker Dordovic, think about it this way. Every time Tucker Dordovic pulls up from 2, it's a goal. It's 1 point on the scoreboard.
Wow.
Every time he pulls up.
Wow. That's a poetic stat.
Bars.
I mean, that's how we got to think about multi-point plays like that. Like, I remember, do y'all follow Jimmy High Roller on YouTube?
nah.
Yeah.
Shane, you said yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic basketball YouTuber. My favorite basketball YouTuber. Incredible. The way he breaks down stuff and uses stats and stuff like that. I'm not that much of a stat nerd, but he did a video where he broke down, like, is a 3-point shot, like, Shane, I don't know if you saw this, but it was like, is a 3-point shot like breaking basketball, or is it as valuable as people say it is? And
Yes.
the findings were like, league wide, the average is every time you pull up for a 2-point shot, it's like 1.1 shots, 1.1 points per attempt. If you pull up from 3, it's 1.4 points per attempt. And like the way he broke that down over 15 minutes was like, that's brilliant. So like if you think about it that way from lacrosse, it's like, if you pull up from 2, how many points is that worth on your percentages? So like every time Tucker Dordovic shoots from behind the 2-point line, you just put 1 on the board. That's insane. Brian, you were right. They needed Tucker Dordovic bad. And he's Georgetown Tucker Dordovic, by the way. This ain't Syracuse Tucker Dordovic.
All right.
Bro,
Georgetown
Georgetown
Dordovic was a demon. That boy was
4 years.
demonic
He
in
was in
those
Syracuse
games.
for like 7 years. He got hurt. Remember
Yeah.
2 seasons? Yeah.
And yeah,
That man
Nah,
was
but-
through like 3 presidential.
Yeah. that boy was possessed at Georgetown. That's what he's playing like.
Well, Georgetown produces, I guess, the best shooters because
Oh,
that's
God.
where TJ
Shut
Malone
up.
went too, right?
Because what?
TJ Malone went there too, right?
No, I'll teach you along with Penn State.
Oh, who's the kid that? Oh, that's the kid on the Outlaws.
Bundy.
Graham Bundy.
Bundy went to Georgetown.
We're not. Yeah, this
And
is.
they played together, and they were unstoppable outside 13 yards. Those two, they would just play a 2-man game like at 15, 16 yards, and one of them had a step down like every time. It's crazy.
It's tough. That's crazy. I mean, Tucker having 7 points in his second game back, kind of crazy. Also, I didn't bring this up when we were talking about the Cannons game. Will Manny didn't dress. See, this is why they need to change the way they do their game day rosters.
Mm-hmm.
That was a nice little stunt they pulled on us, but hopefully we see him back in the red, white, and blue. I see you over there, Shane, trying to enter. Okay.
Yeah.
Last thing I need is you.
And also for the Red Wings, we didn't talk about it, man. We got to have Shane A. Smith back, man. Because we got to see what about Jack Kelly, man. Both games he kept y'all in the game, man.
Oh man,
He kept y'all in the game, man. I was like, who is this? Like,
17 saves. That's a lot of saves
This
in a
man.
loss.
he played extremely well those 2 games.
It's a lot of saves in the loss in front of a defense that just played yesterday.
Yeah. I don't think Jack
Hello?
Kelly was nearly as bad as Shane made him seem like he was.
That's between y'all. I was waiting for his face to change. That's between y'all.
No. When
Y'all
Shane's
can figure
going
that
off
out.
about him, Shane going off talking about, yo, every time somebody shoot on him, I thought it was going in. I wasn't ever there.
Oh my gosh.
were we watching the same beginning of the season?
I
Were you?
wasn't.
Where were you? Where were you? Because what I was watching, I was like, hey man, just go get an elevate goalie at this point.
See, that's crazy, son.
Dang.
And
Nah, I'm
Bro,
gonna look at his save percentage.
no,
go ahead.
Listen, Shane has a decent point right now because
Nah, it ain't that bad. It ain't that bad.
It's 53%.
52. Yo, and just going back on a Matt DeLuca versus Dylan Ward, Matt DeLuca's percentages are higher. Lower sample size, smaller sample size, but better save percentage.
Yeah.
DeLuca's save percentage right now is the highest in the league.
Yeah, but yeah, sample size.
Sample size is everything, but I'm saying it just to support my point. And it's kind of
Gotcha.
crazy how both the Outlaws goalies are at the bottom, 11 and 12. Both.
That's actually crazy because I guess because the Atlas game kind of ruined that.
Yeah. That'll skew
Yeah.
the stats.
Yeah,
Ruin that.
because I didn't feel like that McElroy played that bad.
Mm.
In like
I didn't think
throughout
so
the
either.
season, but
Yo, why did he get hurt? Because I was confused why they put Scanoni in when they did. Like the game was close.
I didn't understand that. Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Unfortunately, guys, I was working in Delaware this weekend, so I wasn't able to watch the game, so I had to keep up with the highlights. So y'all have to put me on for this one.
Yeah, when he did that, I was like, I was watching the game, I was like, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Game was close.
I didn't get it.
He wasn't playing poorly. Like
right. Someone said McElroy was seen limping, but I didn't hear anything else past that. I mean, that's why you have two
but
goalies,
you're playing a team that's damn near tied for first. Like you have an opportunity to get the W here. Like unless a ligament is torn, you better stay in that game, young fella. You ain't got another game for the rest of the weekend. Just go ahead and finish that off. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
yeah, I don't know the story on that.
Yeah,
I don't know
man.
what happened?
Yo, why? So I guess all the Western teams. So like the Atlas have 2 more games than the Utah Archers right now, and so are they gonna? I guess when they play.
Yeah, because the Atlas have a bye this week, and then Utah have their doubleheader.
All right, cool.
I need to correct the record real quick. Everyone said, I feel like Owen McElroy wasn't playing so bad. He was at 37% when they took him out.
But the game was
Yeah,
close.
I'm a big Scanoni. I'm a big Scanoni fan though. So I don't know if he got hurt because sometimes I'm like in and out of actually listening to the game instead of just watching it. But I just thought that they were trying to just get a little spark. That's the way I took it. I don't know if he got hurt.
I mean, there's a whole lot of questions regarding goalies, but let's go to the questions that were asked by our fans. Ready? Max Shaler.
Yo, what in the world?
Hey, you know it's getting bad when they initially glaze over and I don't even recognize them, and then I'm like, wow,
Right,
masterful.
Like you're making me think about it now.
Yeah, wow.
You know,
man.
And by the way, shout out to our Olympics right now, dude. I've been watching the hell out of women's rugby, bro.
Bruh.
Yo,
Bro,
that was crazy.
women-
That
Did you see,
last that
have you seen
finish
that
for
the lady
bronze.
from New Zealand too?
yeah, yo, yeah,
She's beasting. She's beasting on cats.
bro.
She picked one of the players up and ran with her.
Marshawn Lynch with it.
It's crazy. My whole Twitter timeline was just like hella women just getting stiff armed, like just getting and I'm dying. I mean,
Yo,
yeah, there's
Crazy
something to
timeline.
appreciate about those women playing rugby. Like those are some tough ass girls.
Absolutely.
No, I'll get back to the Olympics in a second, but for this one, by Matt Shaler. All right, this is going to be our only question for today because I forgot to post it. But here we go. Solid question. He goes, "Is Bill Tierney the Nick Saban of lacrosse, the best ever at the college level, but never panned out at the professional level?"
Oh boy.
Oh, that is first of all, that is an excellent question.
That is a wow.
My
What an
first
analogy.
reaction to that question, it is that it's way too soon to tell.
yeah.
So
It
that's
is
exactly
way
what
too
I
soon.
said. I said early to say, but if I had to say an answer right now, yeah,
He's trending that way for sure.
yeah.
For sure. But
You
it
know
way
who else
too
was trending
soon.
that way? You know who else was trending that way? Pressler.
Yeah.
Look at me now. I'm getting paper. It's different now.
Yeah.
And it might not be too early because didn't Nick Saban just do a year with the Dolphins? And he was like, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
He had that Homer Simpson meme.
Right
Go
into
back
the
to college.
But nah, I'm
He
out.
just did that
He did the
year,
peace
right?
out
I gotta
meme.
look it up.
Yeah.
It was just got it. So
The Niles joint.
I think this is a cool conversation to have now, though, because now we get to really examine how coaches perform and how different the college level is compared to the PLL. Like people will always say lacrosse is lacrosse, but is it though?
No.
Is it?
This is a different beast, man. This is a whole different beast.
So speaking
You
of
hear
this,
from players too.
speaking
It's
of
totally
this,
different.
I don't think
Absolutely.
on Twitter, somebody was critiquing Bill Tierney, and somebody had problems with Bill Tierney being critiqued on Diggs. You probably know what I'm talking about.
Are we gonna say names? Because I'm down to name the entire conversation because
Go
I
ahead,
remember this.
name the whole conversation because I'm not a
Yeah.
head like you. I'm just grazing.
I
over.
am.
So go ahead.
I'm chronically
Yeah, I didn't hear.
online.
I'm not sure what you're talking
I'm
about.
chronically
Yeah,
I don't get on
online.
Twitter.
Chronically online. It was a good conversation on the bird, right? I feel like it was Hutton Jackson. Hutton Jackson tweeted a point that was, it was worded a bit harshly, but he was not wrong. He was basically like, I don't know why, like where the Water Dogs miss Andy Copeland the most is when they're drawing up plays because these dudes can't draw up a play to save their life. And I was like, dang, that's scathing. But I mean, like, you're 1-6 and your goal differential is -6. So when you need a play, you ain't been getting one all season. I feel like maybe that was fair feedback, right? And then Ryan Flanagan came in with a quote tweet and was like, yo, imagine typing this tweet and thinking you're talking about Bill Tierney and his staff. That's wild. And immediately my thought was, so who cares who we're talking about? I mean, like the story bears itself out. If this team isn't really in position to be getting the goals they need when they need them, that's the story of professional lacrosse. This is a one-score league. One of y'all might have said this at the top. Like this is a one-goal league. Like you need the one goal. It doesn't matter if it's the first quarter or the fourth quarter. When you need a goal, you need coaches or captains or players. But shout out Wes Berg, who called the whole team out a couple weeks ago on this. You need a couple of coaches or captains or players to be like, I gotta play this, run this, and some way or another, it's not working. So my response to what Ryan Flanagan tweeted was like, but I think the wild part is thinking they're exempt from criticism because like his only point in that response was it's Bill Tierney. So if he wanted to make a deeper point in that, he should have flushed that out. Because I'm like, I don't care if it's Bill Tierney. I don't care if it's my own coach. Like the criticism bears itself out. That's what that was all about.
So
I'm looking at it now.
I'll read the conversation verbatim for these for the people just listening on Spotify.
Okay, Diggs, you responded to him too.
Dude, wait.
That's what I said. I responded. I was like,
Did respond.
you think he's exempt? I don't understand.
So Hutton Jackson said the area the Water Dogs miss Andy Copeland the most is his ability to draw up successful late game plays. The Water Dogs have pissed away so many chances to tie or win games late. The staff can't draw up a play to save their life. Mikey Schlosser even commented on it and said, "Don't talk about a guy like that." But
Yeah, I mean,
that's beside the point.
Yeah, that's you're not wrong, but I can't I can't say it publicly.
but this is the most like I'm like, able to say on the internet, and I'm fine with him doing
I see you. Yep.
So Ryan Flanagan said, "Imagine hitting send on this tweet knowing you're referring to Bill Tierney and his staff. Wild." And then Diggs responded and said, "Pretending they're exempt from criticism at 1-6 is the wild part." So, this is the type of dialogue I love to see on Twitter. It's knowledgeable people talking about lacrosse. Nothing stupid about it. Like, I get both of the points, but I also do think Diggs is in the right here when it's like, bro, like, numbers don't lie. They don't lie. And so just because of who you are, like, we're going to have a conversation one day when LeBron is old as shit, and we're going to be like, yeah, get him out the league. And we can't be like, he's exempt because he's LeBron James. No.
Right. It will be true when that happens. If he's getting 7 points a game, okay, well, you got to go, bro. You had a great career. It's time to go.
Oh, in the thread too, Coach Bear, they used to coach the Ohio Machine. He said there is a learning curve going from college to pros, X and O's, as well as dealing with grown men is 100% different. I know I personally had to tweak my playbook and mindset for sure. It's a matter of willingness to make the adaptations, give him time to make it his own.
Yeah.
So that's a
shout out Ben Rubio once. Shout out Ben Rubio one time. That's where I think he excelled as a professional coach.
Oh man, Ben Rubio.
Yeah, he needs a job again, but that's besides the point. But like, hey man, Twitter is Twitter. So that was the thing I'm engaged with most this weekend on Twitter.
I appreciate that dialogue though. I like it.
Yeah. I was just gonna say to wrap that up.
Wrap it up.
Mike Pressler turned it around. His team is 6-2 after his first year was 2-9. So I'm not ready to, pump the brakes on Bill Tierney just yet. Let's let him figure it out.
I think it's also just tough. Like, okay, how many first year coaches in any sport ever do well in their first year with their team? How many? Like, I'd be willing to bet most don't. At any level. You don't just show up and then, all success is just had, right? Like, regardless of the pieces that you have, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, Bill Tierney has an unbelievable career. He had an unbelievable career at Princeton, at Denver. There are a lot of guys who will say nothing but great things about him. We should be able to 100% go, all right, things are not going well, especially when the facts are the facts. Regardless of how you want to talk about it, regardless of how you feel about Bill Tierney, the reality is the Water Dogs are 1-6. Those are the facts. The Water Dogs
with a goal differential of -6.
Yes, which is an insane stat. That's an insane part of the problem. That means that like at one goal, who do you blame for one goal? Every game that you've lost.
Coach. You always blame the coach. I said that, but you guys tried
to say that.
A little bit of
You did say that.
I'm just saying.
You did say that. Well,
not even entirely sure I agree, but you did say that.
Yeah, well, and at the time that you said it, it was only like we were 2 to 3 games in, and now we're 6. Now we're at 6. It's like, okay, like, but it's hard not to, right? It's hard not to. At the same time, I understand the point that you're professional athletes, you should make it happen, but who makes it happen? It all goes. It's almost like all of these conversations are self-referential to other parts of the pod when we were talking about whether a coach is really a coach or if he's a manager, and and I think retrospectively, like thinking about it now, this late into the season, I think some coaches are true coaches. I think Andy Towers is a coach. Andy Towers coaches his guys. Now, they got some problems on offense, but he is very vocal and very active. I think some other coaches are just managers. They just kind of manage the emotions of the other players and just let them do what they want to do. and I don't know exactly how. I don't know too much about how Bill Tierney runs the Water Dogs, but for one goal, a -6 differential on 6 games of 6 losses, that is significant.
I'm
That's
gonna ask
significant.
that question on the TikTok, Instagram. Just make a graphic and say, are 1 goal games blamed on the coach? Just
You
see.
should.
Okay.
So last thing for today, I think this is a fun thing. Since the Olympics going on, I've been drinking my red, white, and blue Smirnoff Ice. These things are awesome. Okay, gotta enjoy them.
Like unironically.
Yeah.
No. And look, I got my red, white, and blue hat on. Like, come on, I'm as American
No,
as come
I'm
right
talking
now.
about the Smirnoff
no.
Ice.
Yeah. Did you do that like on purpose or
Yeah, because I'm American and
Ain't nobody make you drink that.
I like you.
you went to the store, you pick up a Smirnoff Ice, you open
Yeah,
it up
yeah,
and you drink
yeah,
on
yeah,
your
yeah,
own?
yeah, yeah.
You bought it. You paid currency for it. You brought it home.
Wait.
Hashtag not sponsored. Not sponsored.
Wait. I'm gonna bring up a black acronym, okay? Okay, I'm gonna bring up a black acronym, and this is me.
Okay.
Okay, I had something extremely salty for dinner, and then I said, "These are the INSS." Right after I ate my things.
INSS.
What would your auntie say after she had something extremely salty and she's looking for a little dessert?
I need something sweet.
Oh my God.
I'm mad that Brian said it perfect too.
Yeah.
I'm mad that he said it perfect. All loud and shit, just like your
Yeah.
auntie does.
He said, as soon as you said auntie, it started, oh, I need
Right,
something
You gotta.
sweet.
You hear 2 hands on the couch. I need something sweet.
Right.
I was
Oh.
transported that way.
I didn't
Oh
want
my
ice cream, so I got some Smirnoff Ice. So
That's crazy.
I don't mind the way they taste. I like sweet drinks.
He said he
I
don't
drink vodka
mind.
cran. Yeah.
Hey man, R.I.P. bro. You about to get cooked. I feel like somebody about to cook you. You about to get cooked. R.I.P. to my dog, man. You
No.
about to get cooked.
Hey,
Oh Lord have mercy.
hey, if they're gonna bully me for being transparent, I'm okay with it. All
Mm,
right. I'm
All right.
transparent, huh? Okay.
Yeah, but
All
what I
right.
wanted to ask you guys now, it's the Olympics going on now, so let's talk about it. And I know how confident of men we are. So if you think you could just walk on to any sport in the Olympics, what sport
Oh,
do
I
you
already
think you'd
know.
be able to play?
Shane, we gonna say the same thing probably. You go first. Say it.
Hey man, this handball.
Handball.
Oh God, I'm fucking.
Handball. Handball.
Hey,
I'm the logo if they put me in handball, dog. Tomorrow. Put me in tomorrow.
Biggs, you're
Hey.
getting bodied in handball, bro.
No, that's cap. I'm instantly the greatest handball player. I'm
Oh,
delusional about how good I would be at handball.
I'm gonna look up this
Delusional.
handball roster, bro, because I guarantee you are not the average handball player. I'm thinking they're gonna be like a bunch of Jason Tatums.
While you're doing that, Brian, what's yours?
Yo,
Don't say handball.
Have y'all seen like that? Where it's like speed walking?
oh God.
No, what in the world? That's a thing.
Speed. That's a thing.
Oh hell no!
Is it
Get
still-
lacrosse in the Olympics now.
Is it
About
still-
speed walking.
Is it still in it?
Oh
Shane?
no,
'Cause
I don't
haven't-
know.
I'll
Don't
love
They
tell
might
me it
take
is.
it out.
No.
So basically,
Dog,
what it is
Yeah.
one foot has to be on the ground at all times. So that's the difference between walking and running. Because when you're running,
Okay.
both your feet are be off the ground at the same time. So just throughout my life, being in New York, living in New York City for a long number of years, I walk fast already. So like I feel like I can, I feel like I can step in there, 42nd Street, try to get this A train back to Brooklyn. Let me get.
Yo, get lacrosse in the Olympics, man. We talking about speed walking. That's crazy.
I don't know
That's
if it's still a
crazy.
sport, but I remember it was like
I know, and their hips be moving side to side. I know what you're
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Because they shuffle the sports. I don't know if it's in this Olympics, but I remember it was in one
they don't bring
before.
they don't bring up the heights or anything on this roster. Dave.
Hey,
I'm telling you,
do you know what else I think I could be solid at?
What?
No, without you ever see hurling?
curling,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
curling.
Hurling, not
yeah.
curling, hurling.
Hurling. I would be trash at
What is
that.
curling? That's
Trash.
the ice.
No, hurling,
No,
dog.
that's
Just look it up.
curling.
Look it up later.
Yeah,
Hurling is like if you did like lacrosse and rugby and like American football all at the same time with
that's an Irish
minimal
sport.
pads.
Yeah, it's Irish.
Okay, yeah, I know. What you're
It's
talking about.
it's
With,
the
like,
most
paddle.
badass looking sport ever. Yeah, it's crazy.
I
All
feel
right.
like it's just obscure enough for me to be nice at it. Like it would
I would
just
be
be like
trash at
I
that
like I
game.
just show up and be like, damn,
It's
why am I
too
nice
much.
at this?
It's too much smacking something and hitting it. You gotta smack it, and then someone's about to take you out like Ray Lewis, and you gotta bat up in the air and hit it like Ken Griffey, like
Oh,
100 yards
I'm
away,
lowering my
and get it
shoulder on
through
some folks.
uprights.
I'm lowering my shoulder on some Irish
I'll do
dude.
it
I
if I
swear
could
on my
carry the
life.
ball. You gotta do it while you're bouncing the ball. Nah,
Yeah, it's
I'd be
hard, bro.
trash.
I saw it. I was like, I feel like I just get real nice at it. But handball, man, I'm in there. I'm in that thing for real. But
Yeah, bro. They make statues out of me in that sport.
That was a good one. So I'm looking at these guys' heights. Oh, it's in centimeters. God damn it.
What sport are you looking up that they put it in centimeters?
You said,
It's
give me
so
the.
American.
I need the
Disgusting.
freedom
Yeah.
units.
Yeah,
You know it's in centimeters because nobody from the United States is looking this shit up.
that's true.
That's fine.
Okay, Scotty, what's your sport that you would dominate in the Olympics?
Hey man, this is where I'm like, I think I would be a perfect athlete in this.
He gonna say fencing.
No, because I'm a big body, but I'm also kind of fast. And I would go with rugby.
I think you'd
Hey,
be
Scotty.
solid at rugby.
I think
Scotty,
I
I'm gonna tell you something,
bro,
I'm gonna tell you something.
hold up.
I'm
I
on
was
Scotty's side
kidding.
on this.
I was watching the women's rugby. I was like, I could play this. Mind you, I have never watched.
Yeah, against the women. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but I
He is hating.
have played varsity football before, so I know what it's like to take a couple hits. And
Let me tell you something, Scotty. I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? As I say, hey, you my dog, bro. I really, really rock with you, bro. I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro. I hope you got good insurance if you gonna try to play some rugby, because I promise you. Here's the thing: you grew up in New Jersey, right?
yeah,
Okay. See, in the West Coast, we got a whole group of people called Pacific Islanders. Okay.
Right. That's why I didn't say rugby.
Talk
That's
to this
exactly why I
man,
didn't say
Sam.
rugby.
Talk to this man.
See,
Tell
let me
this man
tell
the
you
truth.
about something about the Pacific Islanders on the West Coast, okay? Think of a human being, probably some of the nicest people you've ever met, 4 times as big as most of the people you've ever met. And they all that way. And they all got brothers and they all got cousins, and every single one of them is 6'3" plus 300 pounds minimum. In fact, you go to a bar on the West Coast, you know what you're going to see? A bouncer that is from Tonga, Samoa, Fiji, don't matter. And all of them boys play football for fun. They play rugby for life.
Yes.
And I'm gonna tell you something. You run into one of them boys, you win it. All you need. And I thought I would be good at rugby. People were like, "Yo, you probably no." I had one Samoan put a hand on my shoulder, and I said, "I am good. I'm good. I'm good." You couldn't offer me money. You couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me to go against New Zealand or Samoa or Tonga. No.
listen, man. You listen. They wouldn't catch me.
Bro,
Yes, they would. They're freaks, bro.
No.
You're not playing against left guards. You're not playing against college left guards. That's not what's happening.
No, you never see
Those
me run
boys
scared.
are freaks.
You never see me run scared.
Okay, he's got a point. At least he's saying
I'm
he's
out.
scared.
Okay. I'm glad you know you're gonna be scared. You're gonna be, because I promise you're gonna be terrified. You're gonna see a man 6'5", 350 on your heels.
Yeah.
Because they can move.
No,
Freaks.
I got wheels, bro.
You don't understand, and that's okay. And you don't understand.
We
can't expect him to. We can't expect him to.
Okay.
No, until
you would suck at.
I know nothing about that. I moved here in high school.
Don't say that. Now you're just being hateful. You're just being mean. That's not even true. He said you would suck at handball. He's being hateful.
Wow,
that ain't even true.
Spiteful.
You don't even feel that way. You don't even feel that way. But you just mad because we brought dose of reality to you.
Idea. We should sign up for a handball tournament.
Bet.
Count me in.
Yo. I didn't say handball because I thought it would be boring if all of us said handball, but I was asked to play for the German Society Club in this weekend's handball tournament. But sadly, I got to go to the PLL games and play. I would have had a day out there.
I have so many questions.
Listen, man, I got mad questions about that. I get so many. Bro. But the German Society Club asked me, hey, man, can you play in this weekend's handball tournament?
They got your number like that?
Hey, I pulled up to the German Society Club. They ain't never seen a person like me before.
I know.
I know too. Trust me, bro. Imagine walking in. But yeah, dude, I think it would be a hilarious idea watching us play handball.
It would be fun.
So with that being said, we can end this one for the day. All right. So that's a wrap, everybody. All right, we'll catch you next week on Stick Talk. Make sure to interact with the podcast. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace out.
Peace.